And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the poolside of the Intercontinental Hotel. It is Inspiration Thursday, and David Agot is one walking, talking, lucky Kenyan to be alive because he drank for 27 years. He smoked for 27 years. He did it all till one day in 2001 when he quit, and he's been dry for the last 14 years. It is a very serious story, despite the funny anecdotes about his life. I guess at the end of the day, you have to laugh about it. Thank you very much. After going through what David has gone through. David, a couple of tweets coming in. Kenyan Scribe says, this Agot guy is a good storyteller for a sober guy. I can only imagine he used to make a great drinking buddy.
That's how I got my booze. That would have been one of my buyers.
But on a serious note, flip through the headlines, 60 people die of methanol-laced alcohol. I mean, what is that about? How do we allow that to happen? And then we go the next day or the following week, another 8 die, another 10 die, another 12 die.
Okay, we need to have a serious conversation about alcohol.
And we're not having it.
We're not having it.
Despite Mutu laws?
We're not having it.
Despite alcohol blow?
I'll say one thing. When it comes to Mutudo, and I'm holding brief for nobody, I never hold brief for anybody. Mutudo is trying. He has come in with new ideas, new stuff. But what's happening? Guys are bashing him. There are cartels in Nakada, established, status quo. So he's coming in, rocking the boat, there are issues. I heard on a talk show the other day, somebody was saying, when he had been talking about Masaku Sevens. Yeah. So somebody is saying Mutudo should not distract from his court case. He has a court case. Okay? How many of our politicians have court cases? Starting from way up. So he's there. He's got the job to do until the court rules otherwise, or until somebody else replaces him. You see, that's like an alcoholic saying, I'm drinking because I wanted to go to the US and my parents sent me to India. So now we move away from the topic of my drinking to, do my parents love my siblings more than me? And
so you start to rebel.
Yes. So, and you see, alcoholics, drug addicts, we always blame people or things. So instead of looking at what Mutudo is saying, because those are not his kids. I have photos on my phone from Masaku Sevens, and I have clearly labeled them Masaku Sevens. So just in case you're going through my phone, you don't think I visit porn sites.
Right. But the saddest thing about Masaku Sevens, David, is the fact that these kids who are obviously high, drunk, all of the above, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when they are mothers, when their daughters grow up and their sons, they're going to see mommy on the internet.
No, some of them are going to be mothers 9 months from now, from then. Okay? Yeah. Some of them will have acquired HIV. So you know a railway track. A locomotive is a huge thing weighing thousands of tons with just one guy up there controlling the whole thing. But if you have a small kid by the side of the tracks and he pulls a lever and the track moves, that train's going there. The driver's there, he's in charge, but he's not. It's where that kid, small kid, pulled it and you're stuck.
What's your point?
When something happens to you there, the track has moved. That's where your life is going. You can't change it. You're on a new track. You've got HIV, you've got whatever. You become pregnant, you drop out of school, all these things. And what the sad thing is, it's our job as adults. Where were adults? Forget even a policeman. Where were the adults? It's like something I always say, we bandy figures around. A woman is raped every X seconds. What's a man's job? Protect the women and children. So if a woman's being raped every 10 seconds, whatever, that shows are them in.
Yeah, okay.
Where were the adults?
Okay, so we blame these kids for what they did. Look at you at that age, David. You were the same.
Jeff, I could not walk into a bar, okay, and be served alcohol. Okay? Today, kids walk in school uniform, and they're served. The 10-year-old who's having problems from drinking this alcohol.
Correct.
So adults, whether you're a bar owner, a brewer, whatever, a preacher, an imam, whatever, as long as you're an adult, when you slap the back of my kid's head in a bar, because I'm not there, I'm also slapping the back of your kid's head somewhere else. And that way, we're keeping check. It won't stop it completely, but you drastically reduce it. But when it's like we've got to a point where we don't care. We don't bother.
Exactly.
Yes.
We are numb to the fact.
Yes.
We've been numb.
Yes. But then we keep shouting, the government, right now everybody's shouting. The government should be doing this, Nakada should be doing this, the police should have done this, Governor Mutua should, we are passing the buck. But those kids are not Governor Mutua's. There's no person called the government, by the way. So it doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
And those are not Mutuzo's kids. And they're not my kids.
Right.
Okay? I'm dealing with my issues and I'll deal with my kids.
Correct.
So the bottom line is, why have we lost? So we're saying the teachers should do it. The teachers say no, it's the parents. And the parents saying no, the government. So who? Because we're the others.
Cool.
And the kids will they're happy that nobody's doing anything.
Absolutely. And we've
they want to drink.
We've stopped caring, David. We've stopped caring. Look at Jimmy Nyongesa.
Yes.
He says, David O'God has made my day. Mwambie apewe countryman Billy at my bill, Italipa. Come on. Really? Really, Jimmy?
Now, let me tell you.
What is countryman, by the way?
It's the stuff which killed people. Now
the one that was laced with methanol.
Yes. That was now before the Nandi ones, and it was amongst the first ones. Okay?
Yeah.
So you see, as much as we're cracking jokes, okay, and somebody like Nyongesa, I really want him. Because there's an initiative I want to do where I go to bars, sing songs which rhyme, and you pick a topic and a tune, and I must do an instant song and it rhymes and must always have a line ending with "that's why I want you to buy me a beer." Then I convert the beer for cash and I use it to run my awareness.
And you have an awareness program. We hadn't talked about it, but now that you bring it up, it's called goinghome.com.
Yes.
It's a trust.
It's a trust.
You've been running this for 14 years.
Yeah, since 2001.
And you've been doing it under a lot of duress.
Yes.
A lot of challenges.
Ask my shoes.
Your shoes could do the talking today.
Oh yeah.
And the kind of help you would have gotten, you don't get because nobody seems to care.
Do you know, Mutuzo came to our offices last week to see what we do. And when I was inviting the press to whatever, I said for the first time in 14 years, an Akada person has come to see what we do. The CEO stays across the road.
Of Nakada?
No, from our office in Rongai. So this is the kind of stuff you're dealing with. Now, somebody comes, they watch a show like this. We have an issue, so they come. Some bring themselves. They don't have money, or the parents have chucked them, whatever. That's not my problem. My problem is the show has done something. Somebody has brought himself forward. And there are a lot of young guys who are stopping me at bus stops there in the morning till we adopted some restaurant there to sit. And my job then becomes, how do we walk this guy through? Okay, there's no money for rehab. We go and get a social worker, get them to write a letter. This is a street person. Find some place where he can do outpatient. Somehow. Then we have the bigger issue, guys who get sober. Okay? There's some people now we are cleaning out a counseling room to give them temporary housing. These are ladies with kids.
These are mostly women?
Yes.
It's mostly women?
Turkana ladies. And these were from last year. So the first thing I asked the first one who came, you are Turkana. Do Turkanas take drugs? And she said, let me take you to Isili. And we went, and what I saw, I said, okay. I thought I knew a lot about this business. Yeah. I don't know Jack. Yes. There was a whole bunch of Turkanas before you come to the rest. There was Muslim women. There was one woman, they wanted to beat up because she was 8.5 months pregnant. I don't know whether she gave birth now to an okay kid. And she was drinking alcohol like it's, pop up. And you're 8.5 months pregnant, you're drinking neat spirits. Till even the other addicts are telling you, no.
Come on.
I can take you. I can take you.
Where are the men?
They're also guys. But you see, she wanted help now for her friends.
So it's a lot worse than we think, isn't it?
It's crazy. You see, when you wake up, you are planning your show, you got work you're doing. I saw you launching your book the other day. I want a copy signed. I have no money to pay. I'll pay you sometime in the future. And I've asked on national TV, so you can't say no. It's fine.
You have asked. You got it, bro. You got it.
Thank you. So at the same time, the alcoholic, it's morning, he's in withdrawal, he has no money, so he's planning where he's going to. So it's a separate parallel universe.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get money? Then he's drinking. Then after he's drunk, he's in withdrawal, and that's his cycle. Who did I con? Where can't I pass?
Right.
You see, so as we're doing our things.
And the same thing happened to you, David. You would leave home in the morning to go to work.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And?
You go and drink. How
in the
long,
morning? How early in the morning?
How long? That's assuming you slept. That's assuming you slept. I could do 4 days. No sleep. Not even this. True story. Not even this. 4 days. You are dancing. Alcohol has a lot of nutrients. So it's like an energy drink. But the nutrients have no calories. So you have the energy and but your body is being drained because you're peeing a lot. So that's getting rid of nutrients. You're not eating because you're getting your energy from the ethanol, which has no nutrients. And at one point I looked like India. I had jaundice, I had what? I had at one point something akin to kwashiorkor. And somebody is wondering, but your family background.
Yeah. You come from a decent family.
Yeah, you look like somebody who hasn't eaten in weeks. And I said, actually I haven't. I've been drinking a samosa here, a sausage here. I remember some points I would go to these not middle class kind of hotels, go to the kitchen and ask them, just cut for me just a slice of ugali, I'll just eat it with salt.
That's it.
Because you've got so hungry, you have no money.
Oh, you're begging them in the kitchen?
I'm begging, just a slice of ugali. I don't even want bogas, I don't want just a slice of ugali. I'll go and sit with salt.
Would they?
They would. I mean, they look at you, they look at what you're asking for, they know you. They just sympathize.
Yeah.
Some guys would even say, I'm paying for you, just sit down and eat something.
Okay, a lot of people are asking right now, where is goinghome.com? They want to know, where is it?
We're now based in Rongai.
Where?
Ongata Rongai near Sinai Hospital, just as you enter Rongai town. That's where we do the counseling, we have the resource center, etc.
And what do people go through when they come to you? They come and say, listen, David,
yes,
help me.
They're the ones who come, they have their people. So what I try to do is get the family first to know what you're dealing with, okay? Because this thing of forcing guys into rehab, tricking them or bribing them, rarely works, rarely. So what you need to do is first, it's actually how to help an addict is more not what to do, but more what not to do. For example, whenever I was arrested, when I was drinking, and I would ask the policeman, Lodwa Moyale, which is hotter? Because if you don't make this call, you're going to be posted. Do you know who my mother is? Do you know who my father? So at one point, the OCPD instructed these people not to arrest me unless I've done a crime. But if it's my usual drinking, because my mother would call and make noise. So how did that help me? I told my friends, if you walk with me, you can't be arrested, but I'll charge you a small fee for that. So what my mother did was simply open up another revenue stream for alcohol. So she thought she was helping. Cell is a bad place. I don't want my son to be in a cell. Okay, and until we can help him stop this drinking stuff, but instead, she's doing what is called being codependent. And the correct term for that is actually my co-addict. So it's to show the families, yes, you want to help, but these are the tools. You don't have the tools.
Leonard Mambo Botella, he says, David, God loves you dearly that you are still alive.
Oh yeah, that I know for a fact.
Some people out there who say that alcoholism is inherited. It's in the DNA. Do you agree?
I agree. What we're saying is this. When you're saying it's a disease, number one, alcohol doesn't cause alcoholism. Now, and the whole addiction thing is upside down. Starting with the fellow who has the disease saying, I don't have it. Starting by you help them by walking away, and so on and so forth. But the gene simply means this, that if I am predisposed to alcoholism, which means I need to start drinking and drink long enough to trigger that disease. So the alcohol triggers it if you drink long enough. And then you cross into alcoholism, which simply put means once I drink, the drink's driving. There's a book I'm trying to get out, and in it I've said, if my body is a car, the registration number plate is David Ogot Sr. The steering is my brain. Right now I'm driving. If I take even a sip of alcohol, it tells me, move to the passenger seat, because the alcohol is now in control of the steering. So when you talk to me when I've drunk, you're talking to alcohol, because David A is in the passenger seat. And that's what we mean by loss of control. When alcohol is now driving, David A is in the passenger seat trying to say, don't spend that money, it's for rent, it's for school fees. David B is saying, buckle in, ride of your life.
Goodness. Judith Dora Akolo says, Jeff, we thought rehab would help my brother, but seems we were completely wrong. How can we help my bro? Can she start by getting in touch?
Yes.
Goinghome.com?
Yes. First thing, they come, we show them, this is what you're dealing with, this is how to go about it. Then we come up with a plan. Then we see the addict last. I never see an addict without a plan. He'll scatter you. You end up fighting.
Yeah.
Mom versus dad versus siblings, it's because of you.
And you see a lot of this.
Yeah.
Young people.
Yes. The program we've set up is set a thief to catch a thief.
Hold that thought. At David Ogot, at Ogot David rather, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag is JKL. We're talking serious subject. And you may or may not know somebody who is an alcoholic. Young, old, man, woman, you name it. Could be your son, your daughter, your uncle, your aunt, your mother, your father. We're talking to David Ogot, a living, breathing example of an alcoholic. Do you still call yourself an alcoholic?
Yes. Once an alcoholic,
always an alcoholic.
But a recovering alcoholic, which simply means I haven't drunk today.
Serious stuff. Jeff Koinange Live takes yet another break. We'll be back with more of David's story. And by the way, Brian Warohio has just texted. He says that you do a very funny skit. You're gonna